morning,
ma'am.
Good morning. Very good morning. So today we will be beginning with a new chapter, that is planning. I hope the screen is visible to you. Is the screen visible?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Great. 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 So we'll be beginning with chapter 4, that is planning. So can anybody tell me what is planning, or can you give or quote any example that you have planned an event or planned a birthday party? Have you heard the term before, planning? Neha?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So have you ever planned a birthday party for your sibling, for your mother, father? Have you ever planned it?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So what are we doing in planning? We are basically deciding in advance what is to be done in future, right? Planning helps in answering various questions like what is to be done, how it is to be done, for whom it is to be done, right? So when we are planning for a birthday party, right now we are planning, as you all know, we are planning for Founders Day, that is on 16th of July. So we are planning well in advance that what has to be done, how digitally we have to celebrate it, right? So lot many questions are being answered in planning. Planning is futuristic. We make plans for the future. It means deciding in advance what is to be done in future. As you all know, there are 5 functions of management. First, planning. Second, organizing. Third, staffing. Fourth, directing. And fifth is controlling. Planning is the primary and the basic function of management. Without planning, no organization or management can move ahead. So let's see. As I have told, planning is the first function or the primary function of management. Management has 5 functions. We have already discussed this in chapter number 1. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Planning means deciding in advance what to do and how to do. It is one of the basic managerial functions. Planning means deciding in advance what is to be done in future. So taking your example, you all are planning for your board exams that will be held in the year 2021, right? So you are making plans. You have begun studying, you have started studying from now onwards. You are making a lot of plans that we will be studying this way we will be studying 2 hour BST, 1 hour accounts, and 3 hours eco, and lot many other plans. So you are basically making plans to achieve your objective. So unless and until your objective is clear, your objective is to get a certain percentage in board examinations. Like Neha, your objective maybe to get more than 95. Dimple, your objective maybe to get 93%. Similarly, other students may be having different objectives. So the first of all in planning, setting objective is main. And if you are well aware about your objective, your aim, then you will develop an appropriate course of action to achieve the objective. If the objective is not clear in your mind, then you cannot plan. So for planning, setting objective is the most important step, right? So objective should be clear in your mind, goal target should be clear in your mind, that what you want to get. Similarly, take the example like as I've told earlier, that we are all are planning for the Founders Day. So Founders Day of 2020 is our objective, and now we are finding out ways, various courses of action we are developing to how to reach or how to make that event so successful. So right, I hope it is clear. Planning, deciding in advance what is to be done in future. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes,
So yeah,
ma'am.
great. Definition is given by Woods and Old Donald. Planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who is to do it. Planning bridges the gap from where we are to where we want to go. So this is the diagram, planning bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to go. So as I have told you, where we want to go is the destination. That is your objective. That is 95%, the goal which you have set, that I want to get 95%. This is your destination. And where you are, that is abhi aap where you are standing. So planning, with the help of planning, with the help of proper strategies, with the help of proper plans, and with the help of various courses of action, you can bridge the gap and you can reach to your objective. So there are various ways in which you can reach to the final objective or to the destination. Different students can make different plans: 2 hours study, 3 hours study, 4 hours study. These are various alternatives which are there, and it depends upon the student which alternative they choose, right? So coming to features of planning. So the first feature of planning, or characteristics of planning, meaning the same as I've told. First feature of planning is the primary function of management. As I've told you, there are 5 functions of management. We have already discussed in chapter 1: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. But planning is the primary function. Without planning, no management, no organization can move forward. It is the base. Planning function is the base for all the other functions of management, right? Without planning, you cannot move forward, because if you have not planned anything, then you do not know in which direction to go. So planning provides direction. Planning is the primary function which gives directions as to how we are able to reach our objective. Second, planning is all pervasive. So students, I have already told you the meaning of pervasive. So can anybody tell me that what is the meaning of pervasive? What do you mean by pervasive?
Something which is required everywhere, present everywhere.
Well, great. Planning is a pervasive function. It is applicable and required at all levels of management, in all departments also, right? Top management make plan for the whole organization. Middle level management is preparing departmental plans, and supervisory level of management is formulating day-to-day operational plans. We have already studied the management hierarchy. So planning is pervasive means planning is applicable everywhere. Whether the organization is big or small, profit making, non-profit making, right? It is applicable everywhere, in all departments, in all levels of management hierarchy. That means planning is pervasive. Are these 2 points clear to you? Primary function of management and pervasive?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Great. Great. Now coming to third point, planning is a continuous process. Now, planning is a continuous process. It means planning goes on in an organization. And suppose if an organization is there, now what do you think? That an organization plans only for 1 month and then it goes to sleep? No, the planning goes on continuously. Till the time organization is there in existence, planning goes on. We are preparing right now. We are planning for Founders Day 2020. Then we will be preparing for our the summitives. Then we will be planning for this Christmas carnival. Then lot many. Every year, new plans we have to make. Similarly, in organization, every now and then plans are prepared. 1 year plan, 2 year plan. You all must have heard for 5 year plans. Right, when you were in 12th, you must have studied in your economics also 5 year plans. So even the government is preparing plans. So plans are prepared continuously in an organization. Plans are prepared for a specific time period, that is for a month, a quarter, or an year. At the end of that period, new plans have to be prepared on the basis of future conditions. As you know, last year when we celebrated Founders Day, it was there in the school. But this year, the plan, we have to make a new plan. So plans have to be prepared on the basis of the conditions which is going on, as the future, as the business environment is uncertain. So planning, we keep on doing planning. Planning is a continuous process. Your mother also keeps on doing planning. Planning is being done by all. It is pervasive. She plans that she will be asking you today that what do you have to eat at night, or what you have to eat tomorrow in the breakfast. So plans, she is also planning. right? What she has to do next. You are also planning. So planning is futuristic. Plans are prepared to achieve our objective. Fourth, planning is futuristic. As I have told you, planning means peeping into the future. You all have set target, objective for yourself. That is a certain percentage of marks, 95, 92. And you are basically going to achieve the objective with the help of various plans which you are setting up. Right? So planning is peeping into the future. Right? Planning is futuristic. It involves looking ahead and preparing for the future. The purpose of planning is to meet future events effectively and efficiently. Unless and until you are planning, you will not be able to achieve your goal. Setting a target does not mean that you will get success. If you have set an objective of 95%, right, that does not mean that you are able to achieve it without working hard. You have to make plans. You have to implement your plans. You have to make a timetable. So planning is very essential, and plans are made for the future. Fifth is planning is a mental exercise. Now, planning is a mental exercise. It means that planning requires application of mind and judgment. It is an intellectual activity of thinking rather than doing. When you are planning, you are basically thinking what you should do to achieve your goals, to achieve your objective. You have to apply your mind. Logical thinking should be there. Application of mind should be there. Plans should not be should not be prepared without taking into consideration your objective. That's why objectives are set, so that you make plans according to your objective, so that you are able to reach your objectives. And plans require application of mind and judgment, logical thinking. So planning is a mental exercise. It requires a lot of mind and logical thinking. Is it clear? Fifth point, futuristic and planning is a mental exercise.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Sixth, planning focuses on achieving objective. Now, I have already told you that why we are planning. We are planning to achieve our objective. Planning is done to achieve the objective of an enterprise in an efficient and effective manner. Planning has no meaning unless it contributes to the achievement of predetermined organizational goals. What you will plan, for whom you will plan. If you are planning for a birthday party of your sister or for your brother, then you have a goal in your mind that I have to plan a birthday party for my sister. This is your objective, and you will be moving in that direction only. So planning focuses on achieving objective. Planning involves decision making. Now, can anybody elaborate this point? Planning involves decision making. What decisions we have to make? You tell me. What decisions? Decisions with respect to what?
May I?
Yes, Prayesh.
Yes, ma'am. Basically, you gave us an example about we have to prepare for our board exam. So we will be making plans for that. At what time, for how many hours we have to study business study, for how many hours we have to study accountancy. So basically, we are taking decision that for how many hours we have to.
Very good, Prayesh. Very good, excellent. Planning involves decision making. Basically, a lot of decisions you have to take to reach your objective. As you all know, the objective is 90%, 95%. So to reach that objective, various plans can be prepared. You can prepare 3 or 4 set of timetables, 1 hour BST, 2 hours accounts, eco, and then you can modify it, or 2 hours, depending upon what is your caliber and which subject you require more specialization and more practice. So different plans can be made. 1 hour BST, 2 hour eco, 3 hour accountancy, or somebody else can make 3 hour BST. The student may be not good in theoretical, so he can prepare 3 hours BST, 2 hour eco, 1 hour accounts. So different strategies, different courses of action are being prepared to achieve the objective, and the student may select the best one which suits him or her. Giving a very good example, very simple example from day-to-day life. Right, when you are planning a birthday party, that is your objective. When you are planning a birthday party for your sister or for your brother, you have various alternatives available. When you are deciding about the venue, you have a lot of alternatives, whether we should celebrate the birthday at our place, or whether we should take a loan at hire, or we should go in for lounge or for a restaurant. So these are alternatives are available, and from these alternatives you choose the best one which suits your pocket. Or right, so planning involves decision making. When any wedding venue is being fixed, lot of things are being, a lot of decisions, lot of alternative courses of action are being taken into consideration, whether we should go for this loan, this loan, this loan. Lot of options are available, and the planning we are making basically decision to as to the best one, the best alternative which suits as to how we are going to achieve our objective. We are evaluating each and every alternative and choosing the most appropriate one. You will be choosing only that venue which suits your pocket, right, and which looks beautiful also. So planning involves decision making. So these were the 7 features or characteristics of planning. So as I have told you, the code is MOD. MOD means, M means mental exercise, O focuses on achieving objective, D involves decision making. The 4 functions you can easily learn: primary function, pervasive, continuous process, and futuristic. These you can easily write on your own also. There's no need of coding. So the main points which the students usually forget is mental exercise focuses on achieving objective and involves decision making. So I hope these 7 characteristics are clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So let's do some practice questions so that I may get to know that you all have paid attention towards the lecture. Planning is the dash function of management.
Primary.
Great. Planning is the primary function of management. Planning is a dash exercise.
Mental.
Mental.
Great. Planning is a mental exercise. Planning is required at all levels of management and in all departments of the organization. This fact illustrates which feature of planning. First, planning is pervasive. Yeah, great. Planning is pervasive. Great. So planning is the primary function of management. Planning is the mental exercise. And planning is pervasive. Great. Now coming to this case study, as I've already told you how to solve the case studies. So kindly have a look at this case study. Mega Limited holds an annual management program every year in the month of March, in which the top managerial personnel formulate plans for the next year by analyzing and predicting the future to meet future events effectively. Right. So by looking at the case study, when it is written formulate plans for the next year, so you must have got a feeling that the case study is related to planning only. As they are responsible for providing direction to the organization, facts are thoroughly checked using scientific calculations. Detailed plans are prepared after discussion with professional experts. Preliminary investigations are also undertaken to find out the viability of the plan. Since it is an intellectual activity requiring intelligent imaginations and sound judgment, so it is mainly done by the top management. Usually, rest of the members just implement the plans. Middle level managers are neither allowed to deviate from the plans, nor they are permitted to act on their own. The top management ensures that the expenses incurred in formulating the plans justify the benefits derived from them. State any 2 features of planning discussed above by quoting lines from the above para. So kindly you can read it once again also by zooming your screen. You have to tell me 2 features or characteristics of planning which we have already studied right now by quoting the lines.
Ma'am, the one is line that is, it is an intellectual activity requiring intelligent imagination and sound judgment.
Okay.
Ma'am, that feature is planning is in mental exercise.
Very good. Planning is a mental exercise. Great. Very good,
Ma'am,
Dimple.
ma'am, third line. Formulate
Okay.
plans for the next year by analyzing and predicting the future to meet future events. If planning
Okay.
is futuristic.
Very good. Great. So, very good, Neha. These are the two features highlighted in the above text, which shows that first line, the third line, which we have marked is formulate plans for the next year. That means planning is futuristic. Plans are prepared for the future. And this line, it is an intellectual activity requiring intelligent imaginations and sound judgment. This line shows that planning is a mental exercise. It needs a lot of logical thinking, right? So these are the lines you have to quote, and while writing the answer, you have to write the answer before writing the explaining the lines. You have to quote the lines, underline the lines, and then you have to explain the points which are given in your book. That is, planning is futuristic and planning is a mental exercise. So I hope this is clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Now coming to importance or significance of planning. Before that, we have studied the characteristics or features of planning. Now we are studying importance or significance of planning. The code is Dr. SODI, where D stands for provide direction, R stands for reduces risk of uncertainty, S stands for establishes standards for controlling, O stands for overlapping and wasteful activities are reduced, D stands for facilitates decision making, and I stands for innovative ideas are promoted or promotes innovative ideas. So let's start by understanding each point in detail. First, planning provides direction. As we have already discussed, that planning gives you the direction as to how you are able to achieve your objective. Planning makes things clear to the employees as to what is to be done, how it is to be done, by whom it is to be done, right? It provides a direction well in advance that where the employees or the people have to go. If there were no planning, employees would be working in different directions and organization would not be able to achieve its desired goals. So planning provides direction. It helps in answering various questions: what is to be done, how it is to be done, by whom it is to be done, when it is to be done. So it provides a direction well in advance so that the a person may reach the objective. Is it clear? Planning provides direction. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Now, second, planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Now, you tell me, is the business environment certain or uncertain?
Uncertain.
Uncertain. You cannot predict the business environment. Right now, we are going through a tough time, that is Corona pandemic. Nobody would have thought of it, that this would hit the world. And demonetization, nobody has thought of it that demonetization would be there. So these are the uncertain events, right? So if we are planning well in advance, then we can reduce the risk of uncertain events. Only the risk is reduced. You cannot eliminate the uncertain events. Nobody can tell that I can eliminate coronavirus, right? You cannot eliminate this, the current time which we are going through. You can only minimize the risk, right? So the risk, the future is uncertain and business environment is uncertain. So when we are planning, so planning helps in reducing the risk of uncertainties or the changes. Planning cannot eliminate changes. Change is the part of life. Changes will come, right? But planning helps to reduce the risk, and with management through planning can anticipate uncertainties and can draw plan of action to face them in a successful manner. Can anybody quote any example of this point? Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Uncertainty means there's nothing is certain. Changes are always there. Business environment is uncertain. Anyone, any example of this point? Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Can I give you a hint? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Suppose you are planning for the wedding of your sister, then you know uncertain events are there. Rain is an uncertain event. So what will you do? If you have planned that you are having a marriage, you are going to conduct a marriage, organize a marriage in the month of September, your August, which is the rainy season, then if you have planned well in advance, then you can reduce the risk of rain by taking a hall also along with the marriage garden, so that in case it rains, you can switch inside the enclosed area. So planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. If you would have not planned anything, then the rain would have come and destroyed the entire setting. Right? So planning reduces the risk of uncertainties. Is it clear? Because changes, uncertainty is always there in business. It is always there. Changes can come. So if you have planned well in advance, then you can reduce the risk of uncertain, unpredictable movements, unpredictable events. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, great. So planning reduces the risk of uncertainties or unexpected events. Third, planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. How? Because we have already discussed, planning means helps in answering various questions, what is to be done, by whom it is to be done, when it is to be done. So when all these questions are being answered, so that means everything is going on in a systematic manner. Everybody knows what is to be done by whom. So planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. The organizational plans are made keeping in mind the requirements of all the departments. The departmental plans are derived from the main organizational plan. As a result, there will be coordination in different departments. On the other hand, if the managers, non-managers, and all the employees are following course of action according to the plan, then there will be integration in the activities. Plans ensure clarity of thoughts and action, and work can be carried out smoothly. If you have already planned that you will be going, that your objective is 95%, and you already know that when you have to get up, everything is so systematic that there will be no overlapping and wasteful activities. When you have to study accounts, when you have to study BST, eco, English, everything is so systematically planned by you that it reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. Similarly, in the organization, when things are planned, we are planning for Founders Day, everything is so systematically planned that which teacher has to do what, which teacher is responsible for which event. So when things are planned properly, it reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. That's why you are planning. When you are planning for the birthday celebration of your sister or for your brother, you are planning well in advance, so that at the time of the that event, nothing overlaps. When the people comes, everything is so systematic. Then they say, what a party, what a gala party. Right? So everything is so systematic. First the starters are served, then the main course, soups, before that main course soups are served. So everything is so systematically planned that it reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. Fourth, planning promotes innovative ideas. As we have already studied that planning requires high thinking, it is a mental exercise and it is an intellectual process. So when we are planning very in advance, so it promotes innovative ideas in us. There's a better scope of finding more better ideas, better scope is there of finding better ideas, better methods and procedures to perform a particular job. Planning process forces managers to think differently and assume the future conditions. It makes the manager creative and innovative. Now, how planning is promotive innovative ideas? Because planning is futuristic. We are deciding in advance what is to be done, and planning is a mental exercise too. So we are thinking from our mind also. So when we are thinking in advance and we are having an intellectual mindset, then we will be thinking with a broader horizon. We will be finding better ideas because we are applying all our intellect. We are really finding better ideas, better methods to reach our objective. As your objective, take an example, your objective is to get 95%. Then because you are planning well in advance, you have planned 1 year before only that what you have to do, what all subjects which you have to study and for how many hours. So it will promote creativity in you. You will be able to find out that which alternative is the best one for me. By doing various summative exams, suppose by studying 1 hour BST, 2 hour eco, 3 hour accounts, you are not able to score well in BST, then you will change this course of action and you will study 2 hours BST, right? So lot of time, because planning is done well in advance and it is done with an intellectual mindset. So because you are doing everything in advance, so it is promoting innovative ideas. Lot of time is there with you to think about better ideas, better methods and better procedures to achieve your objective. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Great. Now only 2 points are left. Planning facilitates decision making. Now, as we have already discussed in the feature, that planning involves decision making. You have to make a lot of decisions so that you may reach your objective. Various courses of action, alternative courses of action are there, and you have to choose the best so that you may reach your objective. For each alternative course of action, you have to evaluate the pros and cons of each alternative, and the most feasible one and the most profitable one for you will be selected by you. I've already quoted the example. Suppose you have to decide for the venue of your brothers or sisters birthday party, then lot of alternatives are there. Your objective is to give a best party, right? And lot of alternative courses of action are there, like you can go for this place 1, place 2, place 3, and but you will be deciding upon that venue which suits your pocket, which is more feasible to you and for the people who are coming. So planning involves decision making and facilitates decision making. The 6th point is planning establishes standards for controlling. As I have told, that planning is the first function of management. We have already discussed in chapter number 1 that there are 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Planning being the first function, controlling being the last function. This cycle goes on, it is a continuous process. So planning establishes standards for controlling. Controlling means checking upon your performance. In planning, we are planning the various courses of action to achieve our objective. In controlling, basically, we are comparing our actual performance with the planned performance. And planned performance is set in the planning function of management. In planning, what we are doing, we are setting an objective. That is 95%. This is your objective. This is your planned performance. You have planned for this output. You have planned for this performance. But if there is no planning, then there will be no base for checking your performance. You are checking upon your performance. That is your objective. You have set as 95%. Now, when the first summative will come, and in case you know that your is 95%, but in your first summative you get 85%. So there's a difference between your planned performance and your actual performance, right? So with the help of controlling, you will be able to find out the deviation between your planned performance and your actual performance. Controlling means checking your actual performance with the planned performance. So the basic point is, if there is no planning, then how can controlling work? Because controlling means checking your actual performance with the planned performance. And we are planning our performance, we are planning an output in the planning function. You have set a target that you want to achieve 95%. And whereas in your first summative, you are getting 85%. So now you will find out the deviations, that why there is a lack of 10% in my percentage. Where am I lacking? In which subject I need to study more? This is only possible, controlling is only possible when there is planning, because planning establishes standard for controlling. You have already set your standard. You have already set your objective, that is your standard, that you want to achieve 95%. So controlling means comparison between planned and actual output, and if there is variation between both, then finding out the reasons for such variations and taking measures to match the actual output with the plan. But in case there is no planned output, then controlling manager will have no base to compare whether the actual output is adequate or not. Let's understand with an example. If the planned output for a week is 100 units, and the actual output produced by the employee is 80 units. Planned is more. You have planned that 100 units will be producing. The output will be 100 units, but actual output is 80 units. Then the controlling manager must take measures to bring the 80 unit production up to 100 units. But if there is no planned output, then with whom you will compare? If you have not set a target for yourself also, if you have not set a target for your board examination with, then with whom you will compare your actual result with? So for controlling, for checking a performance, planning is must. So 100 units is not given by the planners, then finding out whether 80 unit production is sufficient or not will be difficult to do. So the base for comparison in controlling is given by planning function only. So I hope this is clear to you, this point, 6th point.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah, so kindly have a look at it. Importance and or significance of planning. The code we have discussed today, Dr. Sodi, D stands for provide direction, R reduces risk of uncertainty, S standards for controlling, O overlapping and wasteful activities, D facilitates decision making, I promotes innovative ideas. So I hope it is clear to you. Today we are done with the concept of planning, the characteristics or features of planning, and the importance or significance of planning. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. So I'll be sending the e-notes along with the worksheet of the chapter through your broadcast list. So bye, students. Take care. God bless you, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.